Welcome to the Throwback Guitar Lounge Podcast, episode 46. We have a exciting, timely guitar argument today. Has Guitar Center lost its bleeping mind?
I didn't know it was that dramatic. Okay.
Guitar Center announced, the CEO of Guitar Center announced 4 hours ago that they're going to build a revolutionary guitar that's
the
going to
best
change.
guitar the world's ever seen.
So we're going to argue about that. Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? Is it time for a new guitar to change all guitars?
That's a guitar argument. And for the pickups of the week, we are going to have, it's going to be the low output PAF through a Marshall. Let's go to the amp cam. We'll show the Marshall right now. This is a full action-packed Throwback Guitar Lounge podcast.
And I can attest there's nothing that sounds better than a low output. It does.
Where the heck is my amp cam?
Where's your amp cam?
There it is.
People want to see it. A low wind, low output PAF through a good old Marshall.
Yeah, like so. It's not so. Guys, contact us. They often want. There's two sides of this. Some people want a high output PAF for a Marshall, and some definitely want the low output. So we're gonna have the low output through that Marshall right there. A Studio 20 something or other. Mm-hmm. Kind of a little mini plexi setup. And I mean, we'll hear that. People want to hear that, I believe. And what else we got going on? We got Paul here. Right there. Paul, we're looking at you. He's sitting at the Leesona 102B. We have we have a Leesona 102 and the Leesona 102B machine. That's the B one. That is a totally unchanged machine from the 1950s right there. Paul using today in the Throwback manufacturing facility. All right. What else we got going on? We got a treat of the week.
We have a treat. Oh, I forgot
Show
about
the
that.
treat of the week. Bonnie was nice enough to send us more treats. And later in the show, we will be eating these treats of the week.
Now, what are these called? These are
sort of a butterscotch sugar cookie thing. It's got little bits of butterscotch candy.
Candies right in the cookie.
And I'm not a butterscotch fan, but I was
like
skeptical.
These.
I like those.
They're good.
They complement the sugar cookie very well.
Smell the butter.
I liked that. So we'll eat some of those. Wow, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we got Rorschach riffs.
We got Rorschach riffs. You got your musings too.
I have some musings.
Okay.
And a preview.
Of what?
Upcoming attractions for the next show. In the musings.
Oh my, I didn't know about that. Okay. So is there anything in the throwback mailbox?
Well, we
were supposed to be prepared for the show, Matthew.
Well, we switched things around. I guess the only thing in the mailbox would be, people probably want to know what's going on with the Jim Irsay.
Oh, that's right.
Winder.
We've gotten messages and email about that. It's still not here.
I contacted Christie's on Monday, and they said we should have notice of tracking information on FedEx by midweek. That has not come in, so that's the news.
This is the all-important Fender pickup winder that we won from the Jim Irsay collection auction at Christie's last week.
Right.
And it's going to be on its way here. It's not on its way yet, apparently.
No, but they had, I don't know, there was.
I shouldn't be concerned.
Multiple items. Well, they knew all about it when I talked to them, and they said, yeah, you should be receiving an email with tracking by midweek. So hopefully today.
Yeah, and in the last episode of the Throwback Guitar Lounge podcast, we questioned whether or not how many of these machines were still out there in terms of, because this is a Charlie Davis machine that had been at the Corona Fender Museum before they closed.
That's what the information on the Christie site said, that it was at the Corona Fender Museum until they closed in 2013.
And so Charlie Davis owned that machine, and then it was eventually sold to Jim Irsay, and we purchased it. And then there is another machine that Charlie Davis, who a longtime employee of Fender, took out of the factory, which is at the Fullerton Museum today, if you wanted to go see it, under glass, but ours will be actually operating. And then there is a third machine that we have confirmed is the real deal, that is owned by a private collector. We actually know. I won't say who it is, but there are only 3 of these things in existence that we're aware of.
Well, and people, if they're interested, you can see that machine. If you do a search on Leo Fender pickup winder, there's a reverb listing from about 6 years ago that comes up, so you can see that machine.
So,
and that apparently was supposed to have been Leo Fender's winder that from the late 40s. That
it's kind of I think some of it is kind of
put together.
It's hard to know exactly. So, but you can kind of tell by the. I think you can tell. Well, you can definitely tell by the one we have coming our way that it's old, because it looks the weather of the 3 out there. It looks the most weathered of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited to get that, and we've had questions as to what we'll be using it for. So we will definitely. We're assuming we can get this thing working. And it's maybe working right now, but it seems like it's totally doable that we'll be using it as a functional pickup winding machine, and we will at least have 1 or 2 models wound on it. I'm thinking probably a Stratocaster and a Telecaster model. Don't know if I want to do everything on a machine that sort of potentially fragile, but we'll see. So that's coming up. Maybe next week we will have an unboxing.
Yes, please. Always exciting.
We could save it for the show, and then if it's like destroyed in shipping, you can see me cry. Right here on the Throwback Guitar Lounge.
You could do that live, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pushing for. A live unboxing. Like we could use the Paul Cam.
Okay.
And then we could, so you just don't know what you're going to see. That could be compelling YouTube content.
All right. Well, we'll see. Next week we'll go for that. Okay. Anything more we need to add?
No. I think people want to hear pickups.
Okay, so we're going to go to the pickups of the week. Here, I'm going to turn my fan down 1 click there. I don't know if we're getting some sort of staticky noise coming through. You hear that?
I hear it. It sounds like sort of rustling.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a low output PAF style pickup through this nice Marshall here. Matthew, we're going to put the amp cam on, and you're going to tell us the settings for the Marshall. Okay. So in terms of using a low output PAF or humbucker with the Marshall, the advantage you have going is that you get a bit more headroom with the Marshall, so it's not quite as crunchy if you don't want it to be as crunchy, and get a little bit more defined low end. So, and that brings out the treble more a bit from the guitar, but being a low output pickup. And actually, are you having a hard time reading that, Matthew?
So the presence is about 4? It's under 4.
I think I can read it, but I think you need glasses on.
Well, I'm looking at it sideways.
Okay, so well, I lean back a little. I think I can get it. The presence is 3.5. The bass is a little under 6, and the middle is 5. Treble's a little under 4. The high treble volume loudness is a little above 2. So I think if you're comparing this to other settings we've had for this amp, part of the advantage is you're able to turn down the high volume loudness a little bit, and you get a little fatter sound out of the Marshall, because I kept the normal volume at 6. So you get a little less drive with this setup with a lower output PAF or humbucker, and you get a little fuller sound because you get a little bit more of that fatter normal channel coming through there to balance out the sound, and it doesn't drive it quite as hard as a higher output PAF. So the pickups we're going to get here are new 57 Classic, or not Classic, I've said that before, that's a different brand. Throwback 57 Steelhead pickups, 7.3K neck, 7.5K bridge, right at the bottom end of the resistance range for a vintage PAF. Also T-top. Guys like Michael Schenker with Flying V, a T-top in that. That's a lower resistance humbucker with a Marshall classic tone. So we're going to play a little bit with that. Let's get the guitars. And Matthew and I will play and demonstrate a low output PAF style pickup through a Plexi style Marshall. This is their low wattage version of that. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Matthew, I've got the a 57 reissue, Gibson historic reissue that has the throwback black M69 rings on it. And I switched out the pickguard to that very nice multiply black pickguard. And even did the jack there with so it looks authentic. And it has our 57 steelhead pickups again. This is the Alnico 4 set. They're available with Alnico 4, long Alnico 4, or long dry Alnico 2, of which, by the way, the long dry Alnico 2 is only available from Throwback. We have heard tell that other people claim that moniker for their long Alnico 2. It can't be, because I made up that name for ours. And ours are unique to us because I literally sent Thomas and Skinner a magnet that they destroyed and made these magnets just for us.
That's what's good about it. Make up your own names, and then when someone's
trying to piggyback on your idea, well, your stuff. Okay, all right, we're gonna play this a little bit, and let's play it right now. We're playing a little dirty. That's the neck pickup. And then I'll roll the volume back. We'll play something else. It'll be cleaner. I do not want the Nobles on.
But there's no overdrive. Yeah,
there is no Nobles. It's just amp.
Yeah, I was playing it earlier. I didn't. When you put the overdrive, it was too much.
Yeah, I'll put it on. So it doesn't really add anything that you need. This is just the amp. Okay. All right, we're gonna play. You ready, Matthew?
Okay, let's start.
get it, Matthew.
I got it.
I flubbed it up a little bit there, but okay, we're going to follow up right away with a little bit cleaner tone. I'm going to dial this back to like 8. We'll play something else.
Okay.
All right, that's
Very
it.
good.
Okay. Whew. We got through that.
Under the hot lights of an intense scrutiny of the camera.
The camera and the Throwback Guitar Lodge podcast audience.
Thank you.
Maybe we need a little bit more pressure like that to perform flawlessly in the future. Okay.
Pressure's always good.
We changed up the song structure. Bonnie actually suggested that, so we, rather than doing our standard,
People want to hear something new.
we did something different. Okay. All right, Matthew, we're going to put these guitars away,
Okay.
and then we're going to come right back with Guitar Argument, and you'll set that all up.
Okay.
Right back.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna say hi to Paul again. Here, let's see, what's he doing? Paul, say hi. Paul said, Matthew said no one's heard you speak today.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, there he is. Okay, are you
There I
gonna
am.
run that machine? How
I
close
am.
are you to switching that thing on?
I just got done with the round, so it'll probably be another 6 minutes or so.
Okay, all right. Well,
We
maybe
can talk in the cool down.
okay. Well, we'll go back to him, and maybe we'll see the exciting action of that Lisona 102B
Doing its thing.
doing its thing in a little bit, making noise and all that there. Okay, so we're going to go to the Guitar Argument, Matthew.
Right.
And this Guitar Argument it's in the news today. When did you see this? We're recording this on Thursday.
I was actually just checking my phone to see if there was any news or anything, but it just came up, and it's from the Guitar Center CEO, Gabe Del Porto, who is announcing that the Guitar Center is going to create with their customers the most revolutionary new guitar.
It's literally put in those terms, isn't it?
They did. They said
The most revolutionary new guitar.
he said we're going to build a revolutionary guitar and guitar brand from the ground up.
And brand.
Guitars haven't changed in the last 50 years, and we're about to change that, meaning Guitar Center. They're going to work with the customers, share design, share ideas, and come up with
This will be a
the
customer
best guitar ever, they're saying.
and this is not just a customer inspired. It's like the customers will be. It sounds like he's inviting customers to design every aspect of this with their suggestions and everything.
Well, that's his selling point. His selling point is that we have something that the other guitar companies don't have, and that's you, the customer.
Okay, I got it.
And he's asking for
Okay.
design ideas and I guess how they want it to look and how they want it to.
And the question, so the guitar argument is this a good idea?
Has Guitar Center lost its mind?
Okay. So are you going to say that it's lost, or am I going to, we haven't decided who's going to argue each side of this thing. Do you want me to say Guitar Center's lost its mind, the pitfalls of this? Or,
Sure.
or are you going to defend it?
Whatever you.
Okay.
You
wanna
haven't really
start?
thought too much about it, so you're defending it.
No, I was going to
You're going to argue against it.
argue against it. I will do whatever you want. You discovered this today on Instagram. We're assuming this is real. It came from the CEO's Instagram.
It did.
account.
Yeah, it didn't look like AI.
It didn't look
so
like AI. Yeah, we although he appears to be wearing the same leather jacket and everything.
He's
Maybe that's a tip off that it might be. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't really watched too many of those
Okay.
of his posts.
All right. So which is going to be, Matthew? You're going to start it?
I'll start it.
Okay. Well, then leave me guessing. You
Okay.
decide on the fly right now. We're going to go 5 minutes.
Okay,
Go.
Guitar Center is attempting to do what Fender and Gibson and all these other guitar companies, and that is they're going to talk to their customers, their most important asset, and develop something from the ground up. And I say, hooray,
Hooray.
hooray,
How about hurrah?
hurrah,
Huzzah.
hooray! 3 cheers.
3 cheers.
This is I don't predict anything can go wrong with this, and this
Nothing.
is
This is a perfect smooth sailing from the get go.
sure.
Okay.
And they'll and look, they've got how many? Is there 150 or 300 stores? I don't even know how many stores they have, but there's a store within driving distance of your house. Most of our listeners, they could probably drive within 40 minutes, an hour, and be at a Guitar Center. Maybe multiple Guitar Centers if you live near a big metropolitan area. So I think it's about time.
Okay.
You know, guitars haven't changed.
Okay.
People rehashing, living off the vapors of Leo Fender and Ted McCarty. It's time for
It's time for the retail store to become a guitar manufacturer, right?
yeah. And I can probably predict maybe what the first instruments are going to be. They're going to be endorsed by Rick Beato's latest find, Antoine Lepoitine.
Oh, the
What is that? Am I saying that right?
No, is it? So it's gonna have twice as many frets as the normal guitar.
Microtonal instruments.
Yeah. No, is it Angine de
Yeah,
Poitvin,
Angine de
which in
Poitvin.
French means chest pain.
Is that what it means? Did you look it up?
It means I think it means what is it? Angina of the chest. Of chest. So that's chest pain, right? Okay. So Guitar Center has lost its mind.
This is a bad idea.
This is a bad idea. First of all, what do we know about Guitar Center and their own brand? It's Mitchell, right?
Named after the
This
founder.
is not a shining star of the high quality premium brand. And if I'm correct about this, Guitar Center's asserting that they are going to create the premium of most premium of premium guitars with the input of their customers. Correct? This is being sold as a premium brand.
I believe
the idea.
I believe the idea is, and I think that's what the focus is of the new management. But there would have to be, if they're going to create the greatest guitar ever, the best guitar that's ever been made.
And you're reading verbatim what it said.
That's what he said on
The
Instagram.
best guitar ever made.
So
Okay, so
that's some big
Now-
shoes to fill. So I say go for it.
So the best guitar ever made, you would think it would have to have some sort of for that to happen, wouldn't it need something more than just a claim? It would need some sort of history that builds up to that, other than just the claim that you're going to produce that. And Guitar Center's history is obviously of that with the customer. And they're not particularly a shining example of a well-run operation over the decades. Are they?
Well, they're always on the verge of they've got some massive liquidity problem.
Yeah.
They're
So
always
they're going
seem
to
to
branch
refinance
out into they're going to
minute.
make this large claim of making the best guitar ever with the help of their customers, And there's been an ongoing question over years and years and years now, as to whether or not they're going to be able to continue to continue to work as a business with the customers that they already have selling stuff, right? So you have this extra organizational layer that's obviously going to have to come with producing a premium guitar, which of course will probably, I assert, will not be made in the U.S. Perhaps someplace like Jackson is going to do that, but is this going to just be another Indonesian brand, a very premium Indonesian brand? But is this really going to be something any different than what you see year after year, which is a sort of a fancied up version of the theme that we're all familiar with? A Fender theme, a Gibson theme, and it's everything kind of around that is sort of window dressing on that same history that we associate with those two major brands. If you're going to come up with something, they're going to have to, I think they're out of their mind, because they're going to have to come up, this sort of grand claim means that they've got to come up with something that is new and better. And I think you're going to have a hard time finding new and better when you're dealing with the history of Fender and Gibson. Okay, cool down time, Matthew.
I think it could be something potentially totally, totally off the wall, or totally new. Maybe the whole system, it may be.
Okay, so explain to me. Obviously, these have to be designed. And are they really soliciting customers to design guitar shapes,
that
features?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and you have the terms by which customers are supposed to submit this.
Right. So you can go to the Instagram page of G Del Porto, who's the CEO of Guitar Center. He'll give you the pitch in person, and then below it he'll say it's time to throw out the rule book.
There's a video out there with the whole pitch
on Instagram, sure.
Yeah.
And then there's apparently, I couldn't find them, but there's subthreads on Reddit and things. But it says time to throw out the rule book and build a new guitar with no constraints, and you're the designer talking to the customer. Stay tuned to follow the guitar building journey and join the subthread. It gives you the information. So they're asking for design ideas.
Yeah. What does it even? Well, I guess does it mean design ideas for your own parts caster, or does it mean we're designing the whole thing from the ground up? It can't mean that. Seriously.
You could get some kind of like futuristic designs, maybe like a.
I mean, it's going to be half. I mean, what is the company that does this with Overseas Instruments the best?
I can't think of the one you're
Reverend.
Oh, okay.
They have original designs, more or less, and it's a overseas brand, but they're high quality. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're made overseas. It's no secret that they are.
I think they're all made still in Korea, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they've gone to Indonesia.
So they do have their unique designs. But I'm just how does Guitar Center come up with something when it's through their customer base? Okay, well, let's say you have the most brilliant guitar designer that let's say there's a Raymond Loewy. Raymond Loewy is the famous designer who designed the Coke bottle and trains and all sorts of stuff and logos like the Exxon logo and FedEx. I don't know, but myriad of stuff. A talented designer that is associated with all sorts of products, physical and then logos. Let's say that guy wants to contribute to Guitar Center. He loves a guitar. Mm-hmm. How does he partner with Guitar Center to make the best guitar ever with his ideas?
Well, the
or hers.
the links aren't. I don't think are up quite yet because I couldn't find them. But maybe I was making a mistake. But they just announced this now 5 hours ago.
There must be
so.
terms to this.
There are some terms.
Some
so
terms that would attract the biggest and best talent in the world that likes Guitar Center right now.
So here are the terms
to contribute and in towards this noble venture of making the best guitar in the world.
Okay, so this is what the terms say on the Instagram post. By submitting your idea, design, suggestion, or feedback, collectively the idea, quote unquote, you affirm that your idea is your original creation and that any idea submitted by you is wholly original and owned by you and cleared for use by Guitar Center, Inc., Guitar Center, after this, without the need for additional licensing. By submitting your idea, you assign, transfer, give, and relinquish to Guitar Center all right, title, and interest into the idea of any of any material based upon or derived therefrom for no consideration. Guitar Center may use and exploit without any payment or attribution obligation of any kind any idea you provide to Guitar Center. You waive any moral and similar rights you may have to such idea. If requested by Guitar Center, you agree to execute and deliver all documents needed to confirm the assignment and transfer of your idea to Guitar Center.
It starts out well.
Nice idea at the beginning.
But, it starts out with a beautiful story.
Yes.
And then it's totally like hammered flat.
And then
by what follows.
You meet the Cyclops in the corner in the closet who comes out and clobbers you.
So now the viewing public may not know it, but Matthew has passed the Michigan bar exam.
Yes, I have.
You're not a currently practicing lawyer.
No, I'm not.
But you pointed out some flaws in this legalese, supposed legalese.
Well, it says, be clear. What is it? Where am I looking for the one light?
It said something like without consideration.
Yeah, okay. It says, based upon, derived therefrom, with no consideration. So if you don't have consideration, that you don't have a valid contract.
So it's like it's contradicting. It starts out one way, contradicts itself, and then makes a claim that it's totally invalidated by its own wording.
I think so.
Sounds like.
I think maybe they're trying to get around it and saying, oh, this is just a big sort of intellectual sort of idea suck. You just give us the ideas. They're ours now. And you have no right to them.
But it wants the ideas to be. It actually puts the originality, sort of like proof of originality, onto the person providing the idea to let them to let Guitar Center off the hook. It sounds like.
Yeah.
And then, but once they get it, it's all theirs.
But then at the end, it's interesting at the end because if they really like the idea and you are saying you're good at what you do, and let's say you have blueprints and everything, that you're somehow allowing them, giving them the right that you're going to relinquish all of. Say you had very detailed plans and you knew what you're doing, and you look at what you're thinking.
I think I know how they're going to get around this because it's happened. The payment is that $5 gift card that they keep giving me.
They keep trying to give it to you.
They keep.
You accepted that card.
You accepted that I keep having to. If I search anything on the Guitar Center website within the last 3 weeks, this is the notice I get.
Well, it's gone on for the last couple of years.
Well, I'm really getting it now. Like every time I check anything,
it pops up.
Claim your $5 reward. It's going to expire for that $2,000 used guitar I was interested in getting. That's very tempting. But yeah,
it'll knock that.
I can actually find it humorous at this point that they keep urging me to take the $5.
I got to give them credit though, for trying, because it's like, I guess they sort of think, listen, we got to do something. So
yeah, but I mean, how is it going to be anything but the kind of, I don't know if there's even a term for it, but it seems like there should be a kind of prefabricated guitar that Indonesia, Korean makes very well, but they're usually very identifiable. Mm-hmm. And you've got places like PRS that have, put lots of time and effort into creating a sort of a presence at the court facility, I guess, to make stuff for them, and they manage that. How does how is Guitar Center able to do anything approaching that when you know that these other, I mean, they'd have to do something that approaches or surpasses that in order to fulfill this claim.
Okay, but here's an idea. Where do you think the price point in this instrument will be?
Well, it sounds like they premium. What's like a 58 reissue right now is like $5,300. Okay, it's USA like 58 reissue Les Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like $52.99. That's kind of what I'm thinking of as premium. If it's a Stratocaster, like a vintage reissue Stratocaster, what are those now? Are those like $2,200, $2,400?
Yes. Yeah.
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 So you're looking
higher.
at something that is going to range between, let's say, $2,400 and $5,300, and those are both USA made. So are they having someone make these things in the US? I don't know.
I think. Yeah.
I mean, that's the price range it's got to be premium, doesn't it?
I think at least. I think it's got to be in around the
24 to
yeah
5,000 range.
yeah. So
Seems very, very adventurous. Or, well, I don't know. They must have something in the works already to even like sort of start with that claim. Maybe they've been working on something for a while and it's just about ready to go. I don't know.
we'll have to see. But you
Seems
can
a little wacky.
you can follow and get updates or participate and hand over your
Okay.
intellectual property.
I think I hear a Lisono 102
Oh.
going off in the back. Going in
Is
the
that what's going
background.
on? I
Let's
heard
see.
that too.
Paul, is it running?
It is running.
It is running. Boy, the noise cancellation is very good. But and we can't see anything spinning, but I believe you. It's running right now.
Do you want to tilt the camera?
No. No, it's actually kind of muting you. I think your earbuds there are kind of blotting out the sound and it's kind of affecting your voice. Okay.
Do you want me to turn the noise cancel off?
Yeah, try it. Watch, it'll go right off the air right now. Is noise canceling off?
It is.
I
Can you hear me better?
No. You're still kind of.
So what are you making right now, Paul?
ESGs.
ESG 102B.
ESG 102B.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the throwback names, if it ends in 102B, it's wound on that machine.
Right.
Because our naming system is, incorporates the machine name into it. So he's going to make at least on a 102B, and he's also going to make an MC 102B for a customer, and also for a guitar that I'm going to put them in that we will see at some point on this show.
Cool.
Okay, you can put the noise cancellation back on, Paul, if you like, just to sort of
Make it bearable.
make it bearable. It's kind of a noisy machine. Okay, let's go to. Should we look at the before we do the Rorschach riffs? Well, you know what? Actually, let's eat those cookies after the Rorschach
yeah.
riffs because
don't
they're a
wanna
little
get my hands.
gooey.
I don't want to get anything on the
Actually,
guitar.
clean the neck of the guitar off, and I think some of it was
Some of the
got
butterscotch.
on there. I wonder if you were practicing while eating a cookie, Matthew.
Not me. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd wash
Okay.
my hands first.
All right, we're going to do Rorschach riffs. Let's check with Paul again. Paul, Matthew's going to do Rorschach riffs. Last week he did them, and you laughed at him.
And people commented.
People
I'm sorry.
commented about this. Okay, so he's going to give it another try. This is serious business, Paul.
A lot of work goes into
A lot
this.
of you don't understand the kind of I don't know. I wouldn't say trauma, but challenges that face Matthew in order to get this done every week.
You had to come up with
You think?
a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna get the guitar. You want the Les Paul that we were playing before, right?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay,
It'll be fine.
All right, I'll turn on the drum roll. I'll just grab the guitar right now. All right, there you go. Let's let me give you let's hook the guitar up here. Unmute it. Okay. Choose your pickup there.
That's a good question.
Okay, so Matthew, everybody should be at this point familiar with the Rorschach riffs. You were going to do riffs from 3 recognizable songs, correct?
I think 4.
Oh, you're right. 4. You're correct. 4 songs, and we're going to get it because at least we've got a fighting chance at this because they are so iconic, and your delivery is so clean.
Hey. Is that good?
Oh, it's turned down a little bit. You want a little more dirt? Yeah, just turn the volume up there. It was on 8.
That's good.
Okay, that's in the middle position. So it's a little, that's a bridge. Okay.
Yeesh.
You just roll the volume back, it cleans it up. You want a little cleaner? You use this effect called the volume.
Not enough to be too clean.
Okay. All right. So, Paul, are you going to listen to this? You're going.
Yes, I
yes.
am.
Okay. With full respect and gratitude towards Matthew's efforts towards this. Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
I was
All
just
right.
laughing at you laughing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
No, Matthew, you're actually not that sensitive. I'm overdoing it. You're very good humored about the whole thing. Okay.
Do you want to put it on the
4 riffs.
do you want to put the camera on?
Oh, that's right. I gotta get in there.
Has to be
Yeah.
the riff camera.
Yeah. We're ready to go.
Okay, see if we can do this.
Huh? Oh. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Oh, you're getting very adventurous.
This is the hardest one.
One note?
I have to get the intonation, the tone of that just right, but I have to. I just have to just right. It's hard. That's
Okay.
Maybe it needs in the neck or the middle. For
Okay,
that
we'll
one.
try it. I'm totally stumped on that one. Okay, let's do
to give you a
one
hint on that
again. One. I'm. Give me. Okay, this I know. This is everybody knows. This is ever played a jam. Yeah.
And then they'll go back to the. That's forget that last part. Just the first part. I can't do it. I don't have the.
Is there
gift
more
of the-
notes that you can add to that?
I was trying to do it in one.
Okay, give me some.
With the
give me-
Telecaster at home, that sounds pretty close.
Give me something else to go on.
Well, just picture I'm playing a big black 335.
Black 335.
No, sorry, a 345 or 355.
Black though.
It has to be black. It has a name up here. And it has a baritone. Just one note.
Black 355.
Is it 355?
Well, are you
With a
thinking?
baritone.
Are you thinking Keith Richards?
No.
No. Black though.
It has to be black. It has a name on it.
Why am I'm trying to blank now. Okay, give me
The
something else.
woman's name starts with an L.
Oh,
I'm just trying to do that one. You know when he does the one note?
okay.
And right when he does the one note, you know who it is, kind of thing.
Oh,
I'm not doing
it's
it well.
usually higher than that, isn't it?
I think. Well, I think on the song I'm thinking of, he starts on the B note.
Okay, all right.
That's not right. That's not.
Can you give me more from the song? Can you give me something melodic from the song?
No, I just practicing the one note. On
Okay.
the Telecaster, it didn't sound too bad, but I'm not getting it on this Les Paul and the Marshall.
All right. Let's try the number. Let's try the first one again.
Okay.
It sounds very familiar.
Hello.
Don't give me a lyric. That's okay. Give me something else more roundabout. Is this? Do you consider this? Is this associated? As
It's
a guitar
associated
song?
with Jim Irsay. One of
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
You got enough?
Yes. Okay. Play them all. Paul, let's make sure, Paul, is there any of this helping you?
I know most of them. I think I just don't know
Okay.
the name of the songs. I know the last song. The one note. I know that one.
Okay. I
That's not that's just made up kind of
Okay.
bluesy stuff, but I'm trying to
Okay.
do that.
All right. So okay. So all right. I will. The first one, which I was having a very hard time with, when you said Jim Irsay, now I recognize it as "It Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana.
That was my attempt at it.
And you let a few lyrics slip there. And
Sorry.
second one is Roadhouse Blues
Sure.
by The Doors. And of course, yes, that's very identifiable. Third is Reelin' in the Years
Is it reeling in there, reeling back? Reeling in the years. That's the name of it.
by let me draw on a blank. Hold on. Steely Dan. The fourth one is some BB King song.
It's supposed to be the solo part or the beginning of it, like the thrill is gone. I'm not doing it right though.
Okay.
The Telecaster, it sounded pretty close. I thought maybe I can get away with that. And the Les Paul with the Marshall doesn't sound right. It sounds too rocky.
It's not sweet enough sound.
Yeah, I see. Maybe that's why wasn't BB King famous for using those lab amplifiers, those solid state.
I know
lab.
he used those, I think, for quite a while, for many years. Before that, what did he use? Like a Fender Twin or
Yeah,
Vibrolux or something?
You get a very sustained, pure note with a solid state jobbies.
All right. Paul,
Did Paul get them?
did you get any of those names?
So the last one isn't Twisted Cane.
Twisted. What is Twisted?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know what
No,
that
it's
is.
Danzig.
Oh, okay.
Dan-
No,
no.
it's not them. No. Did you get any of those other names though? Like I thought you might get "Smells Like Teen Spirit." That's of your generation.
Yeah, I know the song well, and I didn't recognize it. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that is the Rorschach riffs, Matthew. Should we have some cookies?
Have some cookies to celebrate.
Paul, we don't have cookies for you there, but you have had some of these cookies already, correct?
At least 6.
At least 6. I think he liked them.
I think that would be a
Okay, so I'm
vote
gonna.
of confidence in the cookies.
Oh, you're a little harder now. We got these fresh on what day was it? Tuesday? Wednesday? No, Tuesday.
Did they come in? They came in this week, right? Oh.
No. Or was it Monday? Did he come on Monday? Maybe he brought these in Monday.
I think it was Monday. Yeah, because
No, quite good.
Tuesday didn't come in. It came in Wednesday.
Yeah, I had 3 of them. You know, I was a little reluctant to try them because, again, I said
They do taste.
that wasn't the butterscotch guy, but
They do taste
it
like
works well with the sugar cookie.
They taste just like a butterscotch candy.
Okay, Matthew, you have musical musings. Do you need me to hold the guitar here?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Can I get a Kleenex over there? So
All right, hold on.
I got a cookie in my hand.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so my musings This week I thought I would discuss.
By the way, thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yeah.
They're very nice. I thought I would discuss this book. You can see that Guitar Man, Sam Lee by Mark Eggleton and Fiona Beatty. So this is a sort of a, it's kind of an interesting book. It talks about Sam Lee, who was this sort of famous luthier in England during the sort of height of the 60s, 70s, the music scene there.
Famous and infamous.
Famous, well, not really infamous. You'd
Well,
say.
infamous for his electronics work.
He was by trade, I guess, trained as a cabinet maker in Guyana. He emigrated to England in '59, and found work at Selmer's on Denmark Street, which is the kind of the Tin Pan Alley, and what do they call that area in New York that doesn't really exist either anymore? It's that. Where all the famous guitar stores were. There was a name for it too, but that's where the area was in London. I think there are still some, like Hank's music is Hank's guitars is still on Denmark Street, but I don't think it is what it used to be. But at that time, there really weren't a lot of people who could fix guitars, and he found work initially in the basement of Selmer's, and he worked on. He worked with John McLaughlin, famous guitar player. John McLaughlin worked there as a, I think, 19, 20-year-old at the store. And then but he most famously worked on, people believe that he worked on Peter Green's Les Paul and did some pickup repair on it that has now become, obviously, anybody who follows guitar, now is owned by Kirk Hammett of Metallica, and that pickup in the middle switch position on the guitar has the out of phase.
Yeah, and the neck pickup has a distinctive tone as well.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing question as to what exactly
he did
that encompassed that repair.
But everybody agrees that he knew his stuff when it came to fixing a broken neck or fixing wood problems on an instrument, but electronics he was not very good at. So he, as you've described it, he hended and pecked and tried to figure out how to make the pickup work, and it did. But
the side effect of it was it wasn't repaired properly. Using
Right.
Peter Green's pickup as an example. But the result was something very distinctive.
Yes.
To the tone of the guitar that became associated with Peter Green's tone.
Mm-hmm. And that guitar.
Yeah.
I thought it would talk a little bit more, because did he do the Kossoff guitar repair as well?
I think didn't we, the neck repair we believe was done by him.
Yeah, that I think.
And so the pickup repair on that guitar, I think it's probably done by him because of where it was repaired, and also what you can kind of glean from the information about the repair of the Peter Green pickup.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of the details of that are kind of as part of lore line up with that, with the Kossoff for pickup repair. And some of those are a coil rewound with Formvar, phase problems,
mm-hmm.
and efforts to fix those phase problems. Those are all present in the Kossoff repair. And so that, and also where it was repaired and where Sam Lee was at the time, would line up also with Sam Lee probably being the guy to repair it. But the sort of repair part of it is part of the mystery of him. Now, is he also the same guy that refinished John Lennon's Rickenbacker?
That doesn't come up in the book.
It doesn't? Because I thought he was also kind of I thought he was the guy that finished his Rickenbacker black. I thought that was part of the lore of Sam Lee. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I didn't mention that in the book, so I'm not sure.
You read that whole book?
I read the whole book.
All right. Okay. We're running to the end of the show, Matthew.
Oh, and the other thing I'm going to see Robert Craig's going to play in town
that's right.
in Grand Rapids tomorrow night. So I'm going to go see that, and we'll do a review next
Okay.
week.
You've seen him multiple times. You're a fan.
I'm a fan,
I think who
yeah.
not a fan of Robert Gray?
He's now getting elevated now to sort of the by virtue of his ability and his age, he's getting up to the top of the mantle now in terms of blues musicians in America.
Yeah.
He'll be 75, I believe, this summer, if I'm not mistaken, or when his birthday is. But I think he'll turn 75 this year. So he's still touring a lot and doing his thing. So I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm kind of excited for it. It'll be I'm sure a very good show.
Okay. Is that it for your musings?
That's all for my musings today, this week.
All right.
So lots of news in the guitar world.
Next week.
Oh, next week we should have information. I would think certainly would have hopefully the winder in our hands
We are hoping for that.
from the Jim Irsay collection.
Or maybe we will be in sheer panic. Wondering where it is.
Did you insure it?
I paid them for some insurance for it. That was definitely part of the fees. Yeah.
No,
They actually asked if I would want to waive it. And I was like, no.
no.
Okay, next week, maybe we'll have an update on the Jim Irsay machine. We have to name this thing, too. If viewers have suggestions on what to name the Fender pickup winder that was owned by Charlie Davis and now went from the Jim Irsay collection to Throwback Electronics, let us know.
We have to think about that.
We've got to have a fitting name that
It's identifiable
identifiable and
pays tribute
is
to where it came from.
pays
too.
tribute and gives it the status it deserves
Exactly.
as one of the most important machines in the pickup winding world, and as one more of the most important machines in the pickup winding world that Throwback Electronics owns.
Sounds good.
It's just a little matter. All right. See everybody next week.
Thanks for watching.